on a large scale if I can get in front of enough people, even if it's one-on-one or hopefully in a group, because that's more time efficient. But I know that I can. I know that I can win the independents, the third-party voters, and I know that I can garner some of the Republicans as well.
Excellent. And the local party there too. That if you had much help from the Democratic Party in your area, I don't know if local or from the state or what level you'd be looking at, and also the different caucuses inside the Democratic Party, and that might be another place you could turn for some help. And also, I know in our area down further south in the state, we rely on the NPAs, no political affiliation, in case for our listeners that don't know what that means. But we rely on them because that's the only way that we win races here, because, again, we're outnumbered, too, by Republican voters. But with the NPAs, a lot of the NPAs with us, we can win races.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So to answer your question, there are several questions there. As I do primarily look to the county level of the Democratic Party, because they're the ones that, have the most access and the people and stuff like that. However, not every county in the state has a local Democratic Party, officially. And of the ones that don't, about half of them are in my district.
Wow.
So I really only have like 4 strong, semi-strong, county parties to assist me. I've definitely received the most help on an individual basis from Levy County in particular, but that's also next door. And I don't want to name names, but there's somebody there that's in particular been of a very big help for me. So, and that's not to say I haven't also had quite a bit of help from others in various different ways. But most of them, including my own county, doesn't have one at all. So, I've been connected with various people in the county and the state level, Democratic Women's Club, the LGBT caucus. But I've also, at least until the virus outbreak, had been starting to reach out to some of the third-party ones. For instance, there had been a libertarian candidate running, but as far as I understand, he got accepted into a PhD program and has pulled out, although I don't know if he's done the forms yet. But anyway, I had gone about a month ago and met with the Clay County Libertarian Party. And my opponents, the Bradleys specifically, because I'm not really running against one, I'm running against both of them effectively. They are so out of touch and really only bother to listen to the wealthy elite that even the Clay County, their home county Libertarian Party, is sick of them and seems eager to have me take the win. And that was before I even started talking about my platform, which they liked quite a bit.
Excellent. And that's what it takes. It takes building coalitions to get elected a lot of times, and especially if you're running as a Democrat. Because as a whole, the whole Democratic Party is a coalition of minority groups and different ethnic backgrounds and different beliefs, and a party of inclusion. We do what the Republicans claim they do. They claim they're the big tent. I know they used to use that term, but they're really not. They're the big tent as long as you agree verbatim with what they tell you and dictate out from the center. But we have a battle ahead in order to hold on to Florida and as overall, because you live just north of the I-4 corridor, and the I-4 corridor is what really, as we all know, basically decides what Florida is going to happen to Florida in the election. So, when you were, have you had any incidents or anything that have given you encouragement? Maybe you could cite some things that give you encouragement. I mean, and you mentioned now that was encouraging for you. and or you mentioned a few already. I was just trying to think, is there others that have given you encouragement with your platform to run and try and opened up to talk with you a little bit?
Well, I already mentioned, when I met with the Clay County Libertarian Party, that I didn't know what kind of reception I was going to get going in, but the reception I got was, in my opinion, wonderful. So that actually had me on very delighted for over a week, which was very nice because that just confirmed all of the things I was already thinking. And that was very encouraging. I've certainly had lots of support across the state through the Florida chapter specifically. In fact, I was in Key West last week in part because of that, and was able to do some fundraising for my campaign and had a wonderful time while I was there, of course, because Key West is awesome. But it is. And they're just all different kinds of things. Something else I haven't mentioned is I know that at least people along the western coast up until Tallahassee has been talking a lot about these proposed toll roads that they forced through session last year in terms of budgeting and whatnot. And while they have yet to do any construction, they're still in planning phases because nobody did any. So there's a lot that can be said about the problems with that, to the extent that, as far as I can tell, the only people that want these toll roads are those that build the roads or the politicians that voted for it. Because I have yet to meet even a Republican in person that knew about the toll roads, had an opinion, and was in favor of them. That's something else where I've had, Republicans sign my petitions, and I don't know if they'll vote for me because that was, quite a while ago, and they may have forgotten about me by then. But even so, that's one of those bipartisan issues that nobody wants, except for, I'm pretty sure that, Rob Bradley, my sort of opponent, I personally believe that he was probably one of the primary motivating factors behind getting that bulldozed through like it was.
And Melina, one of the things you need to have your people check for every time they do one of these roads like this. Look at there's a long history of corruption in this area.
Oh yeah.
People who own the land that's going through or buy it up, or land deeds change and everything, so the road is routed right through their land, so they in turn then can sell frontage rights and stuff like this for development. And it's a long history of this, so that's probably when they cut through the middle of farms and stuff like this and divide people's property, that upsets them to no end. So that's another issue. So that's something that you all can look into, I'm sure. Now where again is the southern part of your district? It goes down to, I think you said, into Marion County. It ends in Marion County.
Yeah. Specifically Denellen in Marion County.
Okay.
And then the other counties is Levy, Gilchrist, Dixie, Lafayette, Suwannee, Columbia, Union, Baker, Bradford, and Clay.
Okay. Does your district go all the way to the Florida West Coast?
Yeah, because that's Dixie County and Levy County. So Cedar Key,
so you're not
Horseshoe Beach.
How close are you to Citrus County?
Citrus is just on the other side of the river of Denellen, actually.
Okay.
So it's right next door, but not Citrus. So
I have a picture in my mind now where you're at in that area. Yes, that's a big area up through there. Yeah, I had no idea that area was that big and covered that big of an area. Okay, but listen, we are about a minute and a half away from running out of time here. So I want you to summarize some of your thoughts in the last 90 seconds here, okay?
Candidates like me need help because I have to run an extreme guerrilla grassroots campaign. I need people that can make calls since we can't so easily go door to door at the moment. But, I also, for that same reason, need money to be able to pay for mailers and things like that. So at least get my name, my picture out there to some of these people and give them reasons to be encouraged and want to vote. And I need people to help with that. I need people to do it. I need people to donate. I need people to ask other people to donate so that we can push these progressive values in the rural areas, because the rural areas are the ones who keep putting brakes and stops and trying to make things go back. And I don't think the people themselves are bad. They just have there's this disconnect, and it takes candidates like me running in these areas, trying to talk to them, to be able to try to bridge that and say, look, we're not bad people. We're not scary. We're just real people. And these are issues that are having problems for us that may not affect you, but they affect us in ways that are way more than what you can imagine. So I need people. I need help.
Excellent. Melina, do you have a website or an address where they can contact you directly that you want to give out?
The best place to see my campaign activities and get a hold of me is through Facebook. So if you go to facebook.com/activistmelina, that'll take you right to it. If you're on it, you could also search for Melina RAYNA for Florida Senate, and that'll also help you find it.
Excellent. So I hope people get to you. Okay, well, we're going to wrap up here. I want to thank you for listening and hope you have enjoyed today's discussions. This has been Coastal Progressive and Rainbow Forum on Society Bites Radio, and I have been your host, Steve Ryan.